I know I'm a little bit late to the drama when it comes to some of the changes that have been made around reimbursement for certain therapy platforms, but it still feels like a good time to do a refresher on why and how we justify using a 90837. We can't control what these giant companies like Headway or Alma do, and we also can't control what the insurance companies do. It is scary to see how they're continuing to devalue our work and expect us to work for less. If you're a therapist who accepts insurance, you've probably either gotten or heard about those scare tactic letters that insurance companies will send out that say, you're billing 90837s way more than everybody else and you better knock it off. So first, let's talk about why we need to justify using code 90837 for our sessions if we are conducting sessions that last 53 minutes or longer. The reason that insurance companies keep a closer eye on 90837 and are more likely to send out letters like that is simply because the 90837 pays out more than the 45-minute session. Unless otherwise stated, insurance companies will pay for 90837, but you need to do your due diligence as a therapist to justify that that code was necessary for your client. Here's what insurance is really looking for to make sure that you're compliant. First, they want to make sure that the session did in fact last 53 minutes. Second, they want to know why that longer session time was necessary based on your client's presentation. So as therapists, it's our jobs to talk about the symptom complexity and the functional impairment that demonstrates that the client needs extended time. And we also need to justify our work, the interventions that we are providing, and why they're necessary to the client and why they might require extra time. This can be as simple as including a statement somewhere in your progress note that speaks specifically to the need for this length of session. My favorite formula for this is to talk about the symptoms and the complexity and the impairment that we're seeing within the client, then to describe the intervention that we are providing to manage that symptom and explain why it's clinically necessary, and then tie this all together into the need for the full session time. So let me read you some examples that I've written of this. Ongoing anxiety symptoms, including excessive worry, rumination, and difficulty concentrating, were addressed through cognitive restructuring, identification of cognitive distortions, and development of coping strategies. Additional therapeutic time supported exploration of maintaining factors, interventions implemented, and treatment planning. Here's one that talks about trauma because that's another really great way to justify a longer session time. Trauma-related symptoms, including hypervigilance, emotional distress, and avoidance, were addressed through trauma-informed processing, grounding interventions, and emotional regulation strategies. Additional time was necessary to support stabilization, therapeutic processing, and safe integration of treatment material. Again, if we've learned anything in the last couple weeks, it's that these insurance companies and mental health companies are going to do whatever the fuck they want. So the best that we can do as therapists is protect ourselves the way that we know how and the ways that they've asked us to.